even after they've been vaccinated for the coronavirus, which, by the way, they're almost certainly not going to get from the children they teach. Last night in Loudoun County, Virginia, one parent said what every other parent in this country has thought: this is insane. It's killing our children.
You're a bunch of cowards hiding behind our children as an excuse for keeping schools closed. You think you're some sort of martyrs because of the decisions you're making, when the statistics do not lie that the vast majority of the population is not at risk from this virus. The garbage workers who pick up my freaking trash risk their lives every day more than anyone in this school system. Figure it out or get off the podium. Because you know what? There are people like me and a line of other people out there who will gladly take your seat and figure it out. It's not a high bar. Raise the freaking bar!
You can feel the emotion and you know where it comes from. That man and so many other parents have been home with their own kids for the better part of a year, watching their kids learn nothing, become even more addicted to screens, become totally isolated from other kids, watching them degrade and suffer. Why? So their teachers can avoid a virus that has virtually no effect on children they're not going to get from the kids they teach? It's criminal. It's totally wrong. In Clark County, Nevada, for example, a warning system that monitors students' mental health episodes has issued over 3,000 alerts to district officials about students' suicidal thoughts, possible self-harm, or cries for care. As clinical language for kids who are being crushed by this. A total of 18 students just in Clark County have killed themselves since the lockdowns began. But we're told that teachers' unions need to stay home. It's just too dangerous for them. What cowards they are. What's more important, their health or the health of the children they teach? Our children, our country's children. By the way, everyone else is going to work. Delivery men, grocery store workers, the people who bring you your sushi from Uber Eats. How many of these teachers are going to grocery stores, by the way? How many of them are going on vacation? All of them. We know that one executive, the teachers union in Chicago, a woman called Sarah Chambers, remember that name, was vacationing in the Caribbean last month and bragging about it on social media. How many teachers are doing that? That seems like a good question, but instead of answering that question, the Chicago's teachers union has decided to produce an interpretive dance video. This is totally real. It seems like right-wing propaganda, but it's totally real. This is the same union that voted to stay home in defiance of the city's reopening plan. Here's their message.
Make it make sense. Safety is essential. Keep our students and our teachers safe. It's our livelihood.
Joe Biden could fix this with a phone call. He could save kids in this country. Who goes to Chicago public schools? Rich kids? No. They go to Francis Parker. It's poor kids. And Joe Biden could save them, and we would praise him for doing that, because we're not partisan, actually. But no, they're doing the opposite. The Biden administration is praising the Chicago teachers' unions. Those teachers are the future of this country, Joe Biden tells us. They're not scientists, of course. They're not even good dancers. But they are huge donors to the Democratic Party. Joe Biden's not going to criticize them. In the last election cycle, teachers' unions donated more than $4 million to Democratic Party candidates in Congress. They gave fewer than $50,000 to Republicans. Of course, I'll tell you, this isn't about money. It's about science. But science, unlike the teachers' unions, has changed quite a bit during this pandemic. Now science is telling us we need to wear 2 masks instead of just 1. In fact, experts on other networks are suggesting we might need to wear 3 masks just to be safe. Think of it like triple bagging your face. It's the only way to be safe.
So if you have a physical covering with 1 layer, you put another layer on, it just makes common sense that it likely would be more effective. And that's the reason why you see people either double masking or doing a version of an N95.
So double masking is now just common sense. Just common sense. How long are people going to put up with this? Follow the logic. Wouldn't it just be safer at this point for people just to stop breathing entirely? You wouldn't get COVID. You get the impression that's kind of where Tony Fauci may be a few months from now. Back in March, before he was allowed to appear on MSNBC's primetime shows, Tony Fauci wasn't just opposed to double masking. He was opposed to any masking, to masks, remember?
Right now in the United States, people should not be walking around with masks.
You're sure of it? Because people are listening really closely to this.
Right now, people should not be walking. There's no reason to be walking around with a mask. When you're in the middle of an outbreak, wearing a mask might make people feel a little bit better, and it might even block a droplet, but it's not providing the perfect protection that people think that it is.
This guy's a malignant buffoon. He is. And the teachers' unions are actively hurting children. They are. Why are we listening to any of these people? Miranda